welcome. I did not have an intro, but I have a brand new series for you on this channel, and this is the very first speed build of it. If you want to see the planning of it and kind of the inspiration behind it, you can watch the planning episode that is already up on this channel, or you can just stick with us. I will talk about it in this voiceover again, but yeah, if you want to see that, then go back to the other video, then come back to the speed build. But if you all want to see the speed build, then get ready to finally meet our new entrance plaza. Woo! Okay, so in this little speed build, we're kind of going to do a little bit of here and there. So we are going to be building the kind of street front of the zoo, which will be kind of an office building. So that is kind of what points out towards the people that just pass by on the street. And then it has this little like sideways plaza that is the entrance into the zoo. And as you can already see to the side there, this was my second attempt at this, and I absolutely prefer the second attempt. It's so much cooler. But this is where we got this like wavy shape that is pretty much just made out of like straight wooden panels. So that is one thing that we're doing. This is the front. We're also going to build some little ticket booths and kind of prepare this little entrance area. And why this is not like an entire entrance, well, this was already 6.5 hours. So this is 6.5 hours compressed into 13 minutes of speed build, which I don't know how I even did that, but yeah, it already took a long time to do this, and I don't want to stress myself out with these long episodes and like having to have these like huge things done every time. So we're just gonna take it slow. We're just gonna take it into little brackets, and I think it's also kind of harder because let's talk about the challenge here. So this is obviously something I wanted to do anyway. So the challenge for this is to build a city zoo within a really weird shape. So I drew this really weird shape with the terrain paint tool. And I have to fill it with a zoo basically. So I can zoom out in the real-time part if you want and then show you the shape, but it's really, explained more in detail in the planning episode. But we're building this zoo inside of this shape, so it's surrounded by cities, so it can't really go over the borders of this like sand marking that we have there. And because of that, I was just thinking where I was going with that. Because of that, and because the fact that this is like, I wanna go for the city aspect here. The one thing that you don't have in a city is space. So we are going to be very space conscious for this, and a lot of things are kind of going to overlap, and maybe different animals share the same houses and stuff, just so that we can really use and utilize the space that we have. And the idea is kind of like the city gave this like, weirdly shaped whatever they could cram together into like a place for the zoo to go, and use that to build a zoo, which will be a very, very modern green zoo. So I'm even thinking like maybe it was like just like all built in one. So this is not an old zoo that got transformed over time, but the city built a new zoo. I'm not quite sure with that yet. Maybe we'll have some old stuff, but I kind of don't want to. So yeah, we probably not. But anyway, so that is kind of the idea. And so because all of these things will be kind of interconnected and all of that, I think that we won't ever really, like, these episodes are more like updates rather than complete speed builds, I want to say. So we will always leave something up for the future because we can't really do it otherwise. Like, these would be huge builds if I had to plan out this entire thing, because I don't know, maybe I'll have an animal inside of this. And obviously this will have office buildings and stuff. So I'm gonna kind of take it more slow, kind of work with more updates. Maybe we'll just we will just do little tours here and there instead of always doing speed builds, and just do that, because this also takes very long, because one of the things that I set to myself to challenge myself with was to build more detailed, because I don't think that my detailing game is where it could be. I think that there's a lot more I could do in terms of detailing, and I don't always think you always have to, but I think it's worth improving upon. So I kind of want to do that, and that is something that I'm planning to do with this zoo specifically, kind of in general, but with this zoo specifically, I just kind of want to give myself the time to really, really work on realism and details, and yeah, that's what I want to do here. And we have this like little roundy shape going around. I will off camera finish the entire round, this like wavy shape. It will go around the waves. Oh my god, the waves will go around the round shape. that is something that I finish off camera, kind of to the end of the build. So in the real-time part you will see it. I don't think you see it in a speed build, but it's not really, you know, just imagine it. And I did do a custom flooring here. I didn't want to, you know, just do the regular old pavement that I always do. I want to do a very easy modern, sleek, custom flooring here. So I did, and I really like it. I think it really fits the build. I also like that it's kind of on this angle, and not just like lining up with the builds and stuff. And so we do these little plantas because I really wanted to have 2 trees there. And this is also something that I kind of want to work on because you know, I love my lush foliage, and it's not going to not have lush foliage, but I think I want to pay a little bit more attention to these like intentionally planted ones, like these trees. They will obviously put there by the planners of this plaza. So I kind of want to be more conscious about the fact that these won't be very lush because they are planted there on purpose. So these just have rocks and this one sad, lonely tree in there, which I think is very like modern, city-esque, but you know, the zoo itself will be a little bit more lush because I couldn't even do it without the lushness, and I don't want to. So but yeah, for this plaza I kind of thought it made sense. Every time I'm building one of these things and I'm doing it with all these little aquatic rocks, I'm thinking to myself, just download there's these hidden pieces that are just like a gravel pit, and every time I'm using this, I'm thinking, next time you're gonna get the gravel stuff, then never think about it. And then I don't have it in the moment and I don't feel like doing it. I should be though. And then this was kind of a happy accident here. So we had this wavy shape and I actually wanted it to go around the building, and then I kind of pressed the wrong button and it like rotated 90 degree, and I was like, that looks really cool. So now it kind of like points up, which is really fun. I'm gonna keep it like that. I'm gonna put like support beams into it or something, but you already can tell that we use a lot of these like wooden beams with spaces in between. They're not all curvy. I think over these little like ticket booths we will have them in a straight line, and it still looks really cool. And we're also going to add the first green wall to this, to the exit. But yeah, okay, so yeah, this is the kind of the sunshade over the ticket booths, and like I said, we all put these into these like light wooden things, and the things from the Africa pack were actually really perfect for this. I was kind of thinking there is this other base game wooden panel set that is also very pretty, but I kind of vibed more with the Australian one here. So we do this first green wall, and I even incorporated some rocks here because we're also a zoo, so it can be a little bit more wild than the hotel ones. But yeah, so we're using the same things that we already used on the front of the building. And by the way, about the front of the building, I didn't say it yet, but it's obviously not finished. So to the side of it, first of all, we need a name for this zoo, and I don't have one yet. And I know that I kind of want it to be placed in Europe and not in like a major city, just like a big city, but not one that, you know, immediately would come to mind. But I don't really have a country in mind yet, so I don't know. So maybe we can just make up like a made-up German city name, potentially, but I don't know yet. So or maybe like Dutch, maybe that, you know, because I feel like in the Netherlands everything's always a little bit more pretty than it is in Germany, but maybe that's just because I'm German. But yeah, so we're doing this little like weird wonky shape up there, and it will get wonky as we go. I kind of wanted to have this like sort of almost like modern art kind of thing, and then it has planters in there, so it'll be kind of overgrown. And this was not something I planned. This was also kind of like a weird like twist of my mind that I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do that. Yeah, so a lot of happy accidents in this one. Yeah, but like I said, so the front of that faces the street, that's not really finished. I do definitely want to have a subway station there, because public transport is obviously pretty much better for the environment. So I think that this zoo, which if you listen to the concept episode, it's very like environment conscious, would definitely want to have good connection to public transport. So, it would obviously have its own subway station. I want to have a bus station, or maybe even like a bus terminal. That could be a great thing for like right next to the entrance plaza, maybe have like a bus terminal, and do all that. And in the planning episode, if you haven't seen it, I also said that we can build outside the borders, but all the things that belong to the zoo have to be inside the border. So this plaza is inside the border, but if we do a bus station next to it, that is not the zoo's bus station. Also, the subway station isn't the zoo's subway station. It's just a subway station by the city that connects the zoo. So we can do that, but there couldn't be like an animal exhibit or a staff building or anything. It's not supposed to be outside. And I'm not quite sure yet how I want to go about parking, though. If I even want to provide a parking space, or if it will just be on-street parking for here, which that would be very Europe, because, if there's one thing we don't have here, it's parking spaces. So, yeah. I don't know if this footage is also very glitchy for you. It is very glitchy for me as I'm watching it, so apologies if it is, but I'm not sure. So these are actually blueprints, and the blueprints, as always, will be linked down in the description. These are blueprints for the little turnstile, so we have one to exit and one to enter. I also made a bigger one that is for like people in wheelchairs, or maybe like people with strollers, little kids, big dogs. I don't know. I don't know if you need that for a big dog, but this little design for the ticket counter, I absolutely stole from a hotel. I saw a picture of. I don't even know if it's a hotel, but it looks like a hotel. And I thought it looked really cool, and I wanted to step up my ticket counter game, and I don't know. So it's really freaking me out because my footage just like entirely froze. So I'm hoping that this all looks normal to you, because it doesn't to me right now. But yeah, I don't know. This is stressing me out now. It's so glitchy on my part. I just hope it isn't for you guys. But yeah. Okay, so we're making a little bit of a door, and what I want to have behind this glass door is sort of like a customer center kind of thing. Because one thing that I never really see people address is that usually there is an office for people who want to like book an event or something like that. So usually zoos will have that, and you don't do that at the ticket counter. And that we're gonna have behind this glass door. But we're almost done with the speed build, so see you in a real-time part. Isn't it the absolute most beautiful in this like sunrise kind of colors? So pretty. With all this glass, like I'm always gonna probably look at this in like sunrise feel. So yeah, I don't know. I really love this. So yeah, let's actually take a little bit of a trip around here, and actually I want to show you because just the sun is so beautiful. Isn't this just like the most gorgeous? Oh, I love that. It's so pretty. I can't wait to do the interior for this. But that's not for today. So I kind of want to put a sign here. I'm not sure I'm going to put plans on it, but I definitely want some sort of sign here. And then we have these ticket counters, and one thing that I kind of have to critique is that if both of these ticket counters were to have a line, the people that buy a ticket here would have to cross the line to get to the counter things. But it is what it is. So yeah, so this is obviously a placeholder because this zoo doesn't have a name yet. But it will say this name, and I will put like support beams through here. I will not do this time. I always say it, but this time I will do it. And yeah, so these are the ticket counters that are from the workshop, and again, they will be linked. And then this is also from the workshop. It will also be linked because you can't really find it if you type in turnstile, because this was in German. This is like the like the little extra thingy you get if you speak another language. You can also search in your language and find more things in the workshop, because unfortunately the translations there don't really work that well. So let's go for here. And so there's not much more in the back here. And obviously this entire building is absolutely nothing yet. But let's actually go to the street view as well. So we say goodbye, zoo. It was very nice to be there. I really love this wall. I kind of want to also put like a sign here that says like goodbye or something. And then like something here that says welcome. Or maybe on this wall. But we don't have that yet. So let's go back to the street. And by the way, I'm really happy that I kind of remembered to put like lights here, because that's also something that I don't really do much. But I did do it for here, and paying attention to more detail. We're also going to turn off the lights so that I can show you and hold myself accountable for using the lights. I kind of want here, it's going to say the name of the zoo, or maybe the logo or something like that. So this is why there's an empty space there. And then I might go around and have all of these actually circle around this building, but I'm not sure yet. But that is the plan for this. Maybe I want to have like bicycle thingies here, but I'm not sure if that's a good idea to have that facing the street. Because this is, where normal passengers would probably also go by. So maybe we're gonna have like bicycle parking here, but maybe not. And then this will be the subway station, so this is obviously nothing here. So you kind of have to ignore everything from here on out. But this will be its own episode of building the subway station, So we're not going to pay much attention to it. Obviously, the grass is poking through and all of these small things, which is sort of why I want to have all of this more in sort of a update kind of fashion rather than a finished Speedbuild, which is what I talked about in the beginning of the voiceover, that this isn't going to have like almost always finished builds, like just one thing that is its own thing. Everything will be kind of connected and continued here and there and stuff. I think this is the only way to really realize this project, but I obviously will find to kind of have it sort of, sorted in ways that you can find something that actually interests you, which I hope this video was one of those things. The lights, we're going to turn them off and show you that I remember to put in lights. Obviously, some stuff will go on inside here, so I kind of neglected lighting around the actual building because I know that it will have its own lights. We have this street light here, and obviously the street that we're going to build over here is going to have its own street lights as well. So the trees are kind of have their own little spotlights, and those registers also have these little like indirect lighting. Oh my god, I keep pressing control because I've been playing Power Wash Simulator all the time, so I'm trying to crouch the entire time and look underneath these, but this is PLAZA. This also has some lighting here, so there are 4 spotlights that light up the name, and then the ticket booth thingies came with spotlights, and this has one of those light things here. There's another what's it called, like street light kind of thing over here. But yeah, I want to pay more attention to that and make it more night proof. And yeah, so let's actually, last thing, we can take a look at the border. I did, kind of create a border for us to use for that. Okay, I don't think do like this. Okay, so I kind of created this border that kind of gives us an idea where the original border was, and if we kind of overstepped it, so let's pull this down and pull it down and see. So as you can tell, we already have a little bit of a mistake here because this kind of pokes over it, but I'll let it count. So we have to do something that is not zoo related for this little nook here, and then this is fair game for the zoo. That's kind of how it goes. So I want to kind of maybe do a bus terminal here, or maybe just like an unrelated building. This is obviously the street, and then over here we have the subway station, and some other stuff. I don't know yet. But yeah. So this is kind of how this is going to go. We can situate it in a city, but all of things that are outside of it have to be non-zoo related. So that's how it goes. This is what the zoo pays the taxes for, you know? So let's actually turn the light back on for looking at the rest of it. Gorgeous. So, yeah. I hope that you like it. I hope that you're excited for a new little thing on this channel. And let me know. Let me know if you're excited for more detail work, because I sure as hell am. And that's kind of all I had to say. So, anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye!